going on, guys? Welcome back to another Car Talk video, and this one is going to be so contradictory from the last one I did literally a couple days ago, but that's how life is. I feel like you have to do the wrong things, say the wrong things, be in the wrong position to know what is right, especially for me. Like, I don't know everything, and a lot of the times I have to do what's wrong to figure out what's right. And I'm not saying like crazy stuff. I just mean like sometimes I'll say the wrong things just to, come to the realization that I was wrong, and sometimes I need that. But in this Car Talk, I want to give you some tips on how to be the best version of yourself and what a man should be, in my eyes, my perspective. To each their own. I'm not saying what you're about is wrong, or like what you got on your mind for your family or your life, or what you want to pursue or what you want to do is wrong. Like, if it feels good, if it feels positive, if it feels like you're on the right track, guaranteed that's what's right for you. So it's different for all of us. But tip number one, if you have a heavy weight on your shoulders, or you have some personal issues or personal problems that you're coping with or you're trying to deal with, you should keep that shit to yourself. Now, I'm not saying like don't go to people for a nudge in the right direction, but don't be a draining individual and like splashing your problems and your worries and your insecurities and your complaints on other people, because those are the most draining individuals to be around. Like, you know that damn well for yourself. When you're around somebody who's complaining, when you're around somebody who has nothing good to say, it drains the life out of you. And you don't want to do that to your family. You don't want to do that to your friends. You don't want to do that to anybody in your vicinity. That burden, that weight, you should deal with that yourself as a man. And I know a lot of people are so against that. They're like, oh, well, mental health, you should go to somebody for help. And listen, some days, we all need a shoulder to lean on. But I feel like as a man, you should fight your battles alone. And you shouldn't, put that pain or put that suffering or put that weight on anybody. Like, don't put that on your mom. Don't put that on your sister. Don't put that on your friend. Everybody has their own problems and their own struggles. And, you're only going to enhance their own problems when you explain yours or when you put your problems on them. Tip number two is switching up your feel source. Like, when I was in the gym previously, I would always operate and function off negative energy or negative feel to get me through my workouts and to break my limits. I would do it all the time. But going to the gym, like, you are generating a lot of energy and like a lot of thoughts in that moment. So those negative thoughts that you have in the gym, you're gonna have them at midnight. And like, thoughts are momentum. Like, when you cling on to one idea or one thought, you're guaranteed to have more thoughts that align with that thought. Like, when I was in the gym, I would be talking shit about myself and I would be putting myself down, and I'll be like, you fucking pussy, like, push that weight, you coward, you weak pussy, like, you are nothing, you are absolutely nothing, grind. And like, yeah, you can muster a lot of energy like that, and you can push yourself pretty far, and you can do a lot of weight. But after a while, you're gonna burn out. There's no longevity, and it will transfer over into every aspect of your life. And it's just self-sabotaging after a while. And you're gonna just self-destruct, and you won't even realize it. But after a while, you're just gonna fizzle out. Because when you lead with ego, you are done. Like, when I was in the gym and I was just, negative, and I was competing with other people, I always felt drained, and I always felt like I felt shitty about myself. I didn't feel like whole, you know what I mean? And a lot of people are like, okay, well, that's just dramatic, that's over the top. But like, when you switch it up and you're operating off of like positive feel, it's different, man. Like, when you're in the gym and you're just speaking positive things about yourself, and you're like, oh, I want to be great, I'm awesome, let's push this weight, let's kill it. Like, that's going to carry over into like when you're done the gym, and after that, and at work, and you're just going to be living out like a positive experience. You're going to be building positive momentum, because your thoughts, I believe, like, build momentum. Like, if you're always negative, it's so hard for you to be positive. It's so hard to like introduce a positive thought inside of your mind, because your mind will be like, shut up, get out of here, that's not true. Like, it'll be so contradicting, and you'll have a tug of war inside of your mind. That's why, being negative in the gym or like relying on negativity as a fuel source can be so self-destructive, because you can lean in towards that direction until you just self-destruct, and you won't even realize it. And that's what happened to me, like that Car Talk, when I just exploded. Like, a lot of the times, I just explode, and I'd be in my head, and I'd be so angry, and I'd be mad. But like, it was definitely feel. I was, killing it at the gym and making content all the time, but like, I just didn't feel whole, and I didn't feel like I was doing what I was supposed to be doing, or like, tapping into my potential or my greatness. I felt like, I was just like a shell version of myself. But yeah, one of the issues and the problems that I had was just blaming my surroundings. Like, I'm not the person I want to be because of you motherfuckers, and I would always point the finger, and I would have three fingers pointing back at me. It's like, no, I'm the issue, I'm the problem. Like, the energy you give out is what you're gonna get back. And that's just how the universe works. Like, you can't escape the karma. So like, if you have these negative thoughts thoughts, if you have this negative energy built up inside of you, and you're like, being dysfunctional at work, or you're being like a dick at work, or you're just like tuning everybody out, or you're just being an asshole, you're not being like your most positive self, you're gonna experience that, and people are gonna match your energy and give you that back, and you're gonna be creating like your own personal hell, and you're gonna think that's how the world is, but it's not. Like, if you're positive, if you're nice, you're gonna get that side out of people. And like, sometimes you're gonna get like people who aren't like that, but like if you have that positive mindset and that mentality, like it's not even gonna faze you. You're gonna be like, okay, well, clearly this dude's miserable, clearly like something's wrong with him, so God bless, and you move on with your day. But like if you're negative, you're like, oh, fuck that guy, and then it carries on to the rest of your day, and it like drains you, and then you treat the other person like that, and it's just like building blocks, and you're just like building that habit of being negative. But yeah, and another tip is just being like a positive influence. Like, tap into your potential, become great, be disciplined, be focused, do what you have to do, and then like be that light, be that pillar, be that strength for your community, for yourself, for your family, for everybody, for your friends, because this world is dark, and like a lot of people are struggling. And if you're tapped into your potential and you're doing great things with your life, and like you're leading by example, and you're not putting anybody down or stomping anybody down, like you're gonna have a smooth ride, first of all, and like you're gonna be helping out a lot of people, and you're gonna be like in a great place. Like when you're helping out people, they will want to help you out as well, and if you're being a dick to people, well, they're gonna want to drag you down. So being that light, like don't open yourself up and like overexpose everything that you got going on, and just open your life and be like, here you go, like you gotta have boundaries. There's like a fine line, and there's a spectrum that you got to be on, and you got to balance it. You got to be kind, you got to be humble, you got to be a positive light, but don't let anybody disrespect you, and don't let anybody cross your boundaries. And that's like, that's something you got to figure out for yourself, because obviously we all been there. Like, you can be over empathetic, and you can open up yourself to people that are clearly not beneficial for you, and you can just drain yourself, and you think you're doing the world good, but you're really not. Just know when to open up and know when to shut the conversation down. And another thing is just becoming 1% better daily, or like taking actionable steps to become more disciplined, and to become more focused and more determined, and just more hungry. Like, you're not gonna get everything you want in a day. You're not gonna become that person you want to be in one single day. Like, life's about growth. It's about taking baby steps to become that person. But like, a lot of people want to be successful, a lot of people want to chase and achieve their dreams, a lot of people got big goals that are weighing heavy on their mind that they want to chase, but you got to realize, like, that stuff's not easy to attain, and you got to work your ass off. You got to be disciplined, you got to be motivated, you got to show up daily, or it's very unlikely that it's gonna happen. And everything that you wish, everything that you dream about, it's all uphill, it's all upstream. So if you have downstream habits, if you have downhill habits, it's gonna be very unlikely that you achieve that. So you're gonna be floating and going downstream or going downhill, and you're gonna be wishing that you were uphill, upstream. But you gotta realize that you gotta work for. Like, it's not easy. You gotta become more disciplined. Like, everything you want is uphill, it's upstream. So you gotta swim, and you gotta fight through the resistance. Because there's gonna be things in your way. There's gonna be obstacles, there's gonna be mental barriers, set mind patterns that you're gonna have to break, internal beliefs that you're gonna have to break so you can slowly become that person. But it's all about growth. Like, trust me, if you keep showing up, and if you keep believing, and you hold on to that vision, like, I swear, you will grow into that person. I swear to God, I put my life onto it. It's like magic. I don't know, if you just have the vision, if you have the belief, and you show up daily, and you give what you can give, and you give like 100%, like, some days you're not going to be doing a whole bunch, you're not going to be doing a whole lot, but like, if you can give what you can give on that day, trust me, you're going to end up in that place, and you're going to end up becoming that person, because the setbacks, the failures, the adversity is all just molding and shaping you into that person that you want to become. And you got to trust that. And if you don't trust that, just overcome a couple things, and you will realize, like, hey, mentally, physically, spiritually, I feel like I'm becoming that person that I always wanted to be. And I feel that with myself, like, all the shit I've overcome, and I can just feel it spiritually and mentally. So you just gotta trust the process, and also just pray for what you want every single day, or remind yourself of your purpose every single day, because you can wake up and you can just start drifting, or you could be influenced by society, or influenced by friends, or influenced by strangers, or influenced by people at your work. It is so easy to be carried away and to drift away and to go off your path. So you got to remind yourself why you're doing this, and why this means so much to you. Like, what is your why? Why are you doing this? Why is it so important? Remind yourself of that. Visualize why you're doing this, what you want, and go and chase the day. Go and attack the day. and work towards that. Because it's super easy to be like, well, why was I going to the gym in the first place? Like, why are we doing this? This is hard. Like, why am I filming videos every single day? Why am I making content? Like, what's the deal here? What am I, like, you gotta remind yourself. And why I'm doing this is because I want to inspire, motivate, and entertain millions or billions of people. And why do I go to the gym? Because it builds that discipline and that mental fortitude. And with success, a lot of the times you're doing things that you don't want to do. And if you can go to the gym and do something you don't want to do, like something that is very challenging, something that is very difficult, and you can still crush it and get over it, after the gym, you're going to be doing that with everything else, and it's going to be a breeze. So yeah, those are all the tips I have for right now on how to become like a solid dude, a solid guy. Now, to each their own. Like, you might not even be close to this place, or you might be, beyond this. But don't compare yourself to anybody. Just try to become a better person. Like, that's all you can do. Compete with your former self. That's the only person you should be competing with. Because if you compete with anybody else, trust me, it's never gonna work out for you. Like, it's always gonna have some negative effect on you. It's gonna slow you down or kill your belief or whatever it may be. But yeah, if you lose belief, if you lose faith, whatever happens, just keep showing up, and I promise you, it will all work out. But anyways, yeah, I gotta go get a haircut. I gotta go cut off all this greasy hair. I'll see you guys in the next one. This was a good car talk. This was one I actually enjoyed. The one previously, scrap that. But it may work for somebody else who's in that position. But it's crazy, man. Like, I'm a contradictive dude. Like, that was 2 days ago, 3 days ago. But that's life. Like, you just gotta, be in the wrong sometimes or speak the wrong things, especially for me because I'm so stubborn. So I gotta, speak the wrong things. And I'm like, okay, I can learn from that. That wasn't right. It didn't feel good, like, spiritually or just inside. Like, that just didn't feel right. What I was saying, like, I kind of take that back. And then you realize, right? And that's what I need some days. So that video is beneficial for me, because if I never came out and gave that spiel or said what was weighing heavy on my heart, I would have never came to this place and this realization. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say. Peace!